champion, the Echo, but it's also Amazing J's most played champion. Flandre, the second most played, is that Maokai, so no surprise to see him using that up on the top side of the map. So very different team comps almost coming from these two teams, but IM still look very similar in the fact that they look like they want to go for more picks in terms of, and not so much straight out team fights here.
Yeah, IM a team that really does value that mobility. So of course with the Twisted Fate, with Echo, they can shove out their lanes and they can always look to go mid, right, with Ashe as well. So it's actually fairly similar to their last composition, to their general style, which I do like to see from this team. Because of course a lot of the criticism has just been based off of the fact that they have a single style, a single focus. But if they can utilize a lot of other champions to go back into it, I don't think they can get banned out.
You know, Athena and Baimi, both their most played champion in the summer split of the LPL is the Twisted Fate as well. So it shows that IM very comfortable in that champion. Let's see how it pans out as we head on to Summoner's Rift for game number 2 between Snake and IM. And we're back onto Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen, for the second match between IM and Snake. A very clinical, almost one-sided game came out from IM in game number 1 to pick up the first victory of this best-of-3 series. Snake, let's see if they can fight back after a very interesting draft phase, taking away a lot of key picks that IM like to pick up normally.
Looks like they're going for an invade. Oh, funny enough, Bard going in for the Chime actually saves him technically because he does see that invade coming out. Very funny how that works out. But he actually locks in the journey for his level 1. So I honestly, at that point, you just lane swap. You can't come into the lane with a journey without Q, even W. That's actually, it's kind of sad for him. They might just still stick to the lane, but I wouldn't like that.
On the flip side, Road also forced to use his flash there, was trying to be rather aggressive towards Jetso. Didn't pay off, other than the summoner spell that was taken down first, as it seems like we're having a quick pause here. So we have a couple of technical difficulties. Hopefully we'll get those resolved as soon as possible.
Yes. And it looks like this game we don't get the luxury of seeing what the first dragon is. Sad face.
Nope. Only the first game of the series, Raz. You know, later we can check out the minimap, see what happens when that one spawns.
Yeah, I like to imagine that. Yeah, I'd like to imagine that the first dragon is an infernal. High hopes. Just to see what it was. But yeah, it's interesting level 1. I think that was really good. You have the Twisted Fate. You have the Braum. You can go for that. I was actually fairly free. I like to see that.
And if he did take the Q at level 1 there, would have been really good for IM doing that invade. Unfortunately, Road flashing a little bit too aggressively for him. Maybe he held out for a couple of seconds more, would still have that flash heading into the laning phase. But we saw last game, both teams went into a lane swap to start the match off.
Yeah.
Snake and IM rotated to the top side of the map. And then they just kind of did a delayed kind of lane swap thing. So there's a possibility that we could see a very similar thing happen in game number 2.
It's very possible. I mean, you're not going to be looking to go... Because I actually liked their lanes, right? You have Sivir Bard. You want to be constantly pushing out that lanes. They actually picked really good shoving lanes as they did the first game around. They just have to kind of execute it. The problem was that, as I said earlier, just keep hammering it through. If you maybe they'll stick to the lanes, right? Because it's fairly good. But having the E on Bard first, it's going to be difficult.
Well, you know, let's take a look at that, because Snake, during the spring split of the LPL, there was a point in time late into the spring split where they lane swapped the most out of any team in the LPL by far. And they've kind of changed a lot coming into the summer split, whereas IM, like we were talking about before the broadcast, they kind of feel like old Snake, so to speak. So a little bit of interesting but contrast between these two teams.
Yeah, it's actually kind of funny. Snake is looking at May thinking, hey, that used to be the old me, right? Snake coming in from the LSPL. They were a fairly one dynamic team. They actually played around their old, now they're sub, right? Their old AD carry Crystal. They played a fairly linear, I guess kind of hyper aggressive. They just stalled out and they played towards their Kog'Maw Juggernaut composition. They had that one style, kind of like IM. They got punished for it, kind of like IM, and they had to learn how to play around it, right?
Kind of like IM.
Kind of like IM. Only difference now is IM is actually showing that it's not so linear. They can actually play a lot of champions within that range and still play fairly aggressively. They don't need the lanes. They don't need the strong lanes to actually implement it. So I'm liking this. I'm liking the growth out of IM. And I've always loved the growth of Snake. Snake, funny enough, like I made the joke earlier that they shed. They're kind of actually like a snake because, yeah, initially they had they played around their AD carry, then they played around their top, and now they're playing around their mid, jungle.
Now they're playing around their jungler. Almost every single game. Look at you, Sofm.
Yeah, look at you. This is your time to shine.
Well, he has in a couple of his games, but every single time that he's gone up against one of these top-tier teams, top-tier junglers, seems like they're able to pressure him and kind of shut down his very aggressive playstyle. We'll have to see if Avoilus can do it again here in game number 2.
Looks like we're coming into a lane swap.
So it's actually IM that swap.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if IM was looking for the swap or if they were looking for standard. Because at this point, I actually think they could have taken standard lanes. Maybe they thought that they were going into a lane swap. So they actually tried to match. Not that they were looking for it, but I guess it works out for Bard, I think.
Well, we can kind of see where both junglers started this game off. It seems like Sofm started on his Raptor camp, his favorite jungle camp here in League of Legends. We see him pay a visit to that time and time again. Avoilus on the flip side started at red buff. Took down his Krug second. Now Sofm looking to try and take down his own blue buff as IM do swap their AD carry support towards the top side of the map. Road actually checking red buff, pinging out to Avoilus to show that is still there on the top side of the map and could potentially 3 buff Sofm to start this game off.
Yeah, IM gets a massive advantage off of this. Like, it was kind of interesting because, of course, as I mentioned, JZ doesn't have a Q on Bard. So actually looking to skirmish and force IM off these buffs is kind of impossible. So he's actually at a massive jungle deficit here.
I'm really interested to see though if Snake do go for an early dragon play because it is the Infernal Dragon did spawn first in game number 2, so there's potential for Snake to try and take this turret rotate over to that, something we saw a couple of teams do yesterday as well. For now, though, both teams have finally collapsed on towards the outer turrets on both the top side of the map and bottom side of the map. Big difference is Avoilus is still jungling, whereas Sofm is now helping his team take down the turret. Yeah,
question is who's going to be faster, right? Because you're committing Gragas to this wave now. He's going to be behind in experience. Rek'Sai being able to get that red buff, that's incredible. So this is actually, I think they're ahead. They're just going to look to get Infernal Dragon. So
a little bit indecisive almost.
You know what? I said before this game, I'd like to imagine it was an Infernal Dragon. Turns out it's an Infernal Dragon. So
it certainly is.
It's a 1-for-1 on that one.
And Snake already looking to try and take that one down. Meanwhile, Avoilus, he's just been clearing out Sofm's jungle. Took his red buff, took his Krugs, even left a small minion over towards his red buff so that it doesn't spawn as fast. Raptors did the exact same thing as well.
Okay.
So he's pretty far ahead in terms of CS, but the Infernal Dragon does fall for Snake very early into the game after the top side and bottom side of the map even out in terms of turrets.
So after all of that, so Gragas is kind of behind in XP. They do get the Infernal Dragon, but at the same time, IM's bottom lane actually is able to walk to the lane a lot faster than Sivir and Bard, so they might even have a faster tempo off this. So it could be just actually canceled out by the fact that Maokai can just shove pretty easily. So I think this is pretty good from Snake. Snake was able to just kind of nullify the fact that they lost so much experience from Gragas by just getting the shove, getting the dragon, and actually just nullifying the push. So they're just going to be matching. Works out for Snake in the end of the day.
On top of that, Avoilus is able to donate blue buff very early towards Athena after 3 buffing Sofm to start the game off. So big advantage for the Twisted Fate in the mid lane, something we saw a lot yesterday as well. Once a jungler gets 3 buff, the mid laner will get the blue buff and is able to push out quite nicely.
Yeah, so this is a little bit of an interesting
From SOFM, I don't find these interesting anymore. This is standard here, Raz.
Oh yeah, but they're just going for this tower, so that's completely fine. I was a little worried there. I was like, I don't know about that one.
So the lane swap does continue coming out from both IM and Snakes. They do send
He's getting destroyed.
multiple members up towards the top side of the map coming out from Snake, whereas IM content with starting out this swap with a second iteration of the swap with just Ash and Braum already doing quite a bit of work towards the bottom lane outer turret.
They keep coming, like, SOFM keeps coming to these camps, finding them completely empty because Rek'Sai is just taking everything.
Yep, he's now working on the bottom side of his jungle, already taken away his Gromp, now working on his Wolf Camp. Probably going to leave one left standing as well, which he does. So, no, this time takes it.
It feels really bad as a Gragas. First you get yelled at your coach. And it's just like, pick the Gragas, pick the Gragas. Nah, I'm just making that up, but now he's just really falling far behind in this lane swap.
You can see that in terms of the CS that he's picked up so far, 14 to 33. Even went back to base and picked up a Hunter's Potion for himself, so you know that he wants to try and power farm through the rest of this game if he possibly can. SFM not having the best of times in Summoner Rift at the moment.
Yeah, feels bad. Feels bad. I'm not too sure. He's confused. What am I supposed to do?
He doesn't understand this side of the map, Raz. He only understands when he's on the other side of the map what to do. You put him back in his, it's like, oh, I farmed these things.
That's kind of, because, like, remember, SOFM is a playmaking jungler. He's a jungler. You give him Lee Sin, you give him Graves, right? And he'll farm, sure, but he'll actually create a lot of pressure for his team. Sure, he's behind, but I don't think he's actually ever played specifically Gragas or well on the champion.
In the summer split of the LPL, no, he has not. In fact, these are the first two games SOFM has picked it up.
Yeah. So it's surprising he's playing the champion, though. Like it's a good champion. I like Gragas. I'm not too sure if it's his style, but I can't really fault him because it feels like it's the lane swap itself rather than the champion. So.
Well, he is falling fairly far behind Rek'Sai right now. Soon to be 25 CS in Avoidless's favor, and that's someone that we really hyped up in that last game. On the back of row, the big playmaking support coming out from IM, he did phenomenal in the jungle on his Hecarim. And he's continuing to do the same thing here, where he's, counter-jungling SFM, matching his movements, making sure he stays ahead. And this has already created a 1,500 gold lead for IM. There's been no kills in the map, just turrets traded, a single dragon to Snake. But naturally, just through the lanes in the jungle, IM are ahead.
Yeah, and I want to talk about Avoidless, because Avoidless, and of course, IM is just pressuring this lane. And Flandre.
Gonna get locked down here, exhausted as well. The arrow gonna get dodged nicely, but a flash throw for Jin Jiao ensures the damage will come out from the Ashe as first blood will fall. Actually, over towards Bard. Jay-Z picks up a kill in the mid lane onto Athena while the action was taking place topside.
Yeah, it was a good trade from Snake, but it doesn't really change the fact that they have this lane pressured. Maybe they collapse on it?
Possibly.
I may recognize that and they're backing away.
Amazing J even used his teleport there to try and deter the gank that went on towards IMA in the mid lane, but had to cancel it.
Yeah, so just talk about the initial point. I think Maokai showing some Maokai mechanics, Wing to pretty much dodge the Ashe ulti. But well, let's see how this played out.
Athena actually just gets locked down by Tang. Seems like the rest of the team just collapsed quite nicely onto the Twist of Fate. So utilizing the Malzahar ultimate quite well.
So Amazing J actually burned the TP for that. Not sure if I agree with it. So looks like Snake's also going to come off of that with a TP advantage. So maybe they look to make a play off a tower, maybe a dive. They can do a lot now. Snake actually pretty much saves the game for themselves. I actually think that was really good for them to be able to do that.
Still falling pretty far behind here. And there's even an advantage up on the top side of the map. Amazing J is now creeping up above 20 CS ahead of Flandre, who is not having a great time in his Maokai for now. You can see Flandre, he does have a big minion wave to deal with down on the bottom side of the map. Tank, though, is still pushing in Athena quite nicely on this Malzahar. The Voidlings looking pretty scary.
Yeah, that's just impressive. That's the strength of Malzahar. I mean, I know everyone has seen Malzahar for themselves in solo queue, just constantly shoving, constantly pushing, constantly being a thorn in your side, the viable Heimerdinger. But now we're seeing it. First rotation, he's doing a lot of work. He's pressuring him, making plays for his team. off of his ulti. So it's nice seeing that from Tank, actually, because a lot of questions been put on his champion pool, or his effective champion pool, I guess. So he's doing a lot of work right now.
Certainly is. This is his first time playing Malzahar in the summer split of the LPL as well. So far, so good from him. Avonis was looking to try and get a gank off towards this mid lane. Tank, though, is nice and safe behind his creep line.
Yeah, I think he had a ward to catch it. I'm not too sure. He was able to get away from it pretty well. It's actually fairly difficult, regardless, to actually gank Malzahar, because of course of his passive. You have to get the Rex IQ basically to take it away, but of course he still has flash, he still has ghost, and passive cooldown pretty much. It's quite a bit.
Road actually being rather aggressive here. The Temper Fate will come out from Jay-Z to try and lock him down. Sofm even used his ultimate to try and knock him back towards the team, but instead knocks him away. So really good coming out from IM to burn those ultimates. Meanwhile, Twisted Fate moving down towards the bottom side of the map. Flandre being caught out again, tries to use the Twisted Advance to keep himself alive. He's staying alive for a while, but Athena picks up the kill in the mid lane, though. Road does get locked down. Sofm will take an arrow to the face, but they still trade 1-for-1.
Echo's TPing right from behind him. It looks like this play's not about to finish.
They're going to try and collapse. There goes the magical journey. Martin going to get knocked out of it by Avoilus. He follows suit. Amazing J still chasing on. Flashes away. Power Convergence will not get the stun down, but gives him a nice shield. He's still chasing on. Time Warner will be back up shortly, but they do stop the aggression, and they eventually trade that delayed 2-for-1.
Snake is doing a really good job of not laying down and just giving every kill to IM. They're doing a really good job of just looking for trades. Every time Maokai is getting caught out by 2 or 3 people, they're able to look to say, hey, we can dive this fairly easily. We have the comp to look and do, and like pretty much do it cleanly. So these trades are coming out. It's good for Snake. And at the same time, off of that, IM is recognizing that, and they're just trying to converge. Not giving them anything for free.
Still, however, falling behind at the moment, Snake. 2,000 gold behind the IMA roster, who are now 3-2 in terms of kills. 2 turrets traded each, and a single dragon to both these teams. Snake arguably picked up the stronger dragon, being the Infernal, whereas IMA are only able to pick up a Cloud Dragon for their troubles.
Yeah, even though we see a 2k gold, you could barely even see it off the play. That was a massive wave pretty much hitting the bot lane, and off of that, Snake is just able to send their full lineup mid and take that tower.
And do just that. Turret does fall, pulling the gold back slightly. Slightly less of a deficit at the moment against IMA. So constant pressure towards the mid lane pays out for Snake.
Yeah, Snake is able to actually identify their composition, where they're strong, how to basically claw their way back into this game, because it was kind of disheartening.
Oh! Avoilus gets the steal with the Prey Seeker.
Wow. All right. You can have that. I respect that. Getting the blue off the queue, and it looks like they're looking to trade mid towers.
Yeah, a tank doesn't have that blue buff, so he can't spam out spells to clear the wave out efficiently.
Wow.
And Athena Road just looking to try and take it down. Avoilus now actually gets the knock up as well as the ultimate coming out from Braum as Avoilus dives deep into the backlines and picks up a kill.
Yeah, that was actually, I would just credit that entirely to Amazing J. That was all Amazing J. He zoned out 3 people who were trying to come through the jungle to help out their brother Malzahar, and they couldn't do it. They recognized that he was alone, and they nailed him. So that was really good from IMA. IMA is a solid team. I don't know. There's a lot of debate about how strong IMA is currently, but they're working as a unit. You don't see that from a lot of teams right now. So that was incredible. That was really good. IMA, even though Snake is making a lot of great plays to come back into this, they're just digging them their grave a little deeper. So that was great.
IMA were the first seed coming out from the LSPL, automatically promoted on towards the LPL as well. Haven't had a strong showing so far. Very shaky start, to say the least. And being the former sister team of EDG, have shown what they really can do on the map. As now red buff under contention, Avoidless takes that one away from Snake again. So 2 more, another major buff, being taken away by IMA. And Sofm not having a great time on Summoners Rift right now. Everything's just getting taken away from him.
I mean, we talk a lot about Sofm. Great mechanics, great mind, because of course he has a mind for builds apparently. But Avoidless is someone I've actually really appreciated from his time in LSPL with Legend Dragon. He's Taiwanese, I believe, and he's done quite a bit out-jungled everyone. He's actually, well, quite a lot of people. I'm sure there's people who's out-jungled. I don't want to make blank statements like that, but he's been incredible through and through. He's been a really stable jungler. So I'm actually really happy that he's able to, with his team, of course, pretty much overpower Sofm. Yeah.
I think it was very crucial in a couple of games, especially of the likes against Game Talents and Newbie recently, where they were able to pick up wins there too. So they've been playing pretty solid. They have been experimenting with a couple of junglers in the lineup, being Mithy, who's played about 6 games for IM.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're really, comfortable with throwing a Voiles into the mix much more now. He's played more than triple of the games that Mithy has so far in the summer split.
Yeah, they were trying out junglers for a little bit. Not like, for instance, the only consistent swap out has been just Athena and Bane.
Yep.
They've been trying out the junglers. A Voiles has just been consistently better in my opinion, and so I'm not really surprised that they moved to keep him.
Then I take a look at Athena and Bame. Athena's been playing and will be playing this series, it seems. So they didn't stop him after in game 2, as Rift Over gets taken out, gives it over to Amazing J. Both have played equal games, and both of them actually look rather solid for IM.
Yeah. So they, at this point, it feels like they didn't know what to choose. It's like they're a child walking through the store, right? And they see all these nice chocolate bars, and you're like, I don't know. Man, they all look good to me. Oh, we'll take them both. So, yeah, it feels, I don't even know, like, who's better, right? It's actually kind of difficult, so why not switch between both of them?
So far, though, Athena has been having a great series. Did have a good game of Malzahar game to 1, which was just frankly overshadowed by the fantastic performance from Road and of Voiles. Giving an MVP performance for the Ulster. So I'm actually getting caught out here as a teleport will be coming in. Road tries to use his ultimate, will get locked down by Malzahar, has to try and flash away. Flandre now in the mix as well as Maokai gets locked down pretty low. Good ultimate from SOF to separate the team as they do get the first kill on towards the support. But Jinjiao still chasing with the help of Athena, Voiles, and Amazing J. And Snake have disengaged quite nicely here. They're still looking for more. Magical Journey does come out. JC has to be a little bit careful. Takes a lot of damage for that. Amazing J forces him to flash away now. Voiles is back into the fight. Tank has to flash away from the gold card that comes out from Athena, but Voiles is still chasing. There's the Destiny. Athena's trying to get to the back lines. Throws out a blue card though, not the card he was looking for. He's still trying to get some worked out. Meanwhile, on the left side of your screen, you see Voiles is still trying to run away with Amazing J. Athena's just stuck here though. Martin spell shields the blue card, picks up the kill, and Snake, after a little bit of a Benny Hill song there, able to clean up that team fight.
Yeah, I mean, I've been singing songs about IM, but that was the messiest team fight I've seen, right? For the longest time, I was just zoning in on Rek'Sai, right? Because he still has flash, he still has knockup, he can do anything, right? If they want to re-engage that fight, it's all on him. But then I see him leave his Jinjiao entirely and look to just tunnel on Malzahar. So it was kind of messy. They kind of let Jinjiao out to die, and Snake, as a unit, pretty much pick him apart.
That was a 4-on-5 as well, because Snake, took down Road to start the fight off. SOF had a good engage as well during that fight, and then Snake just peeled their front line back 1 by 1. Yeah, looks good from them. IM looking to try and take the consolation prize, which will be another Cloud Dragon.
I actually want to see a replay of that, because I actually felt like IM could have fought that. They were actually playing well in terms of looking for the initial pick, right, with Braum. He backs away. They look to, they even commit TP from Maokai to get something out of it. But they played it well. They could have re-engaged. It was just a little messy, I think. So I want to see how they could have played it out. I genuinely believe that IM actually could have won that re-engage.
Well, still a very big gold lead for IM at the moment. 3,000 gold ahead of Snake, despite a good team fight going slightly in Snake's favor.
It's kind of those sad moments when you look at the dragon graph, and IM has had great dragon control. Yeah, and they have 2 Cloud Dragons
they
versus
run faster, Raz.
Slightly a little faster. And Snake, lucky enough to get the Fire Dragon. Ooh, Sivir ulti pulled out.
Martin actually had to use the Sivir ultimate. So on the hunt, it's now down after Amazing J looked for that one-on-one potential. Voiles still looking to be a little bit cheeky and try to take the red buff away from SOFM, who is on towards this pit, trying to take this one down, getting pretty low. SOFM does bop it and smite it away. Secures his camp.
Yeah, they still can't feel safe in their jungle. Snake is still fairly far behind. On top of that, Amazing J has been playing incredibly well this game, so it looks like they'll just start on the
IM
Baron.
Pulling a little bit of a snake here as a cheeky 20-minute Baron has been started by IM. No pings coming out from Snake yet, and no rotations towards the pit. Finally now, they suspect something fishy's coming out. There's the Temper Fate, but it's a little bit too late as Ash actually picks up the kill before the Fate gets locked down, and it's a 20-minute Baron again, Raz, in game number 2.
Yeah, not fast enough. At least with the first game, Snake had a Zir. Sivir, they can do it pretty quickly. This one was I don't know, I was a little iffy about this one, but they pull it out. They knew Maokai was bot lane. He wasn't going to be able to come to the fight. He doesn't have TP. They should recognize that. If he can't have TP, if they don't have numbers, or at least if they don't see IM numbers on the map, at least get a ward on that Baron. Respect it. That's been the moral of the story for today's game. Respect the 20-minute Baron.
No, the team doing that too well just yet. Well, when Snake did it in game number 1, came back to bite them a little bit. As IM had an impressive play off the back of row. Let's see if they can do the same here. Sofm going to get spotted out by the sweeper. Was trying to be a little bit cheeky, pretend he was a wolf and try and get a flank.
See, I love that change to the sweeper. You just never feel safe anymore. You just thought he had it. He thought he had the flank guys. I can do this. You just click the button, and he knows exactly where it is.
Meanwhile, though, IM looking to try and push down the bottom lane inner turret. Amazing J, with not only the Baron buff, but also the Rift Herald buff, is able to get some serious damage on towards the turret. They take it down pretty quickly.
Yeah, they should be able to get... They have like a really solid push from about each player in the composition. They can actually just shove out constantly, threaten turrets right now. Looks like mid inner is going to be the new subject. They can actually look to shove them out. Snake can't take this fight.
Howler Convergence coming out from Amazing J, locks down Tank. Rogue goes into the back lines as well. Sofm seems like he wants to be the next title as a Voidless. Getting a knocked back towards the team. They lock him down quite nicely. He gets healed up by Jin Zhao. Temper Fate will come out to lock down the AD carry, but IM have already taken down the mid lane inner turret. Flytray trying to get to the back lines. Sofm flashes forward for the kill. Snake trying to turn around the team fight again. It's a double kill for the jungler. A flash throw from JC will miss the Cosmic Binding, but still, Snake somehow team fight and pull it back.
3 kills for 1 and a tower. They shouldn't. It was kind of weird from IM. I know we're gonna get a replay from that, but that was they end up. Look, if you're gonna look to focus down that tower, what is he doing? What are you doing?
Amazing J just used his ultimate, decides he wants to try and get a flank. Here comes the Destiny, though, looking to try and close in the gap as well. It's a 3-on-2. The bop comes out from Sofm to get a lot of damage on towards Athena. Amazing J's not letting up just yet. Martin's still trying to chase them away.
All right. All right, you're having too much fun. IMA, please clean out the game. But that was. Let's go back to that was funny. But let's go back to the initial point where they pretty much they're focusing down the tower. They're just focus firing it while, Rek'Sai's fed to the wolves. You do that, disengage. Don't take the fight afterwards. You're going to die, right? So they just kind of lost focus, and that seems to be what IMA is doing. So I think you never know. Snake might just come back in if IMA doesn't tighten it up, focus on this game.
Martin, we can see doing lots of work on that Sivir during that team fight. Picking up a couple of items here, we'll be able to put in some work and get some good damage down.
Yeah, IMA better, Snake better watch out. That's a massive wave from IMA top side. That's a free tower.
That's gone. IMA with the Baron buff still available, and a couple of their members are able to take down the top lane inner turret as well. So once again, every single inner turret has fallen for Snake, and they only have 3 in their name to the 6 that IMA have previously been able to take down. Dragon is going to be coming back up in a minute as well, so IMA will probably look towards that next objective.
Yeah, they back as a group. They're getting their pinks. They're looking for the next objective. But Amazing J has been playing really well this game. Has been playing incredibly well this game. That massive wave that he set up, that's what I want to see from a lot of people. If you have Baron, you can still slow push that wave. Get another massive cannon creep in that line. And that's a free tower. Twisted Fate rotates, get that, and they back away.
30 seconds till the dragon spawns. Going to be another Cloud Dragon, Raz. So if I may take it, triple Cloud running all across the map really quick.
Oh, come on. Game mechanics. They may have
They're not
amazing...
RNG, Raz.
They may have amazing map play, but the map seems to be playing them. Is what's happening right now.
Snake's still sitting on that 1 Infernal Dragon, though, so augmented combat stats in favor of Snake right now, but still 3 Cloud Dragons. You do move fairly fast.
Yeah, I mean... 3 Cloud Dragons.
It's
to be
nice
honest,
to have.
Yeah, it's nice to have. I'm going to be honest. I actually love Wait, here we go.
They're going for a fight instead, though, Raz. They lock down Flandre with absolutely everything they can throw at him. Temper Fate will lock down 3 members, but it's a little bit too late. Flandre is going to go down to Jin Jiao.
Yeah, down he goes. And so, back to the Cloud Dragon. Cloud Dragon, actually, I actually like Cloud Dragon once you get 3 stacks on it, right? It's you need a lot of chance, a lot of RNG, but actually once you get the 3rd Cloud Dragon, you're actually zooming. Look at that speed. And I think actually they also get the
blue
nice, yeah, the blue cape. I'm just gonna call it the blue cape. They're all gifted a cape from the shop. It's rather good. I do like it. I think it's worth it, especially since they're looking to chase them down, get those picks. It works really well for them. So yeah, it's good. I know I sound like I'm hating on Cloud Dragon, but once you get the 3rd stack, it's actually I actually think it's really nice.
Well, IMA, with that, able to pick up a 6,000 goal lead against Snake here, looking clinical once again. Snake actually have more kills than IMA right now. Just feels like IMA are playing the map a lot better.
Yeah, IMA's playing the map all right. I think this team has seen a lot of growth. They used to be, you know, yeah, they'll play the rotations, they'll play the map, they'll look to snowball off kills. Looks like they've done a lot to improve on that. I think not only do they improve on just like, they don't need the kills anymore. Kills aren't necessary. Snowball, they just snowball off the map itself.
So day in, day out, looking a little bit more like old Snake, it seems, IMA?
I mean, Snake actually took roster changes for that to happen and some random instability points. But yeah, I mean, Snake is actually looking in the mirror and seeing a little more of a handsomer Snake. Someone who looks a little better.
So now, though, IMA still well and truly in control of this game. And still the Athena trying to push up onto the top side of the map. Arrow comes out from Jin Jiao looking for Flandre. Casually sidesteps that. Gets back to safety.
Yeah, Ash Arrow without a flash Malzahar ulti is a little harder to hit. So it looks like Echo's going to head down bot lane, look to shove out that. And because Baron's coming up, so that's the next focal point for them. 3k gold. Yeah, powerful. That's pretty nice. But yeah, this is the next focus right now, and I think actually Snake has recognized this, and they're just trying to show them out.
Well, they've already got some good vision denial. Snake looking to try and take down all the wards that were placed down by IMA. Did this in game 1 as well. As soon as the Baron came up for the 2nd time, made sure they were there to deny the vision, take down the Scuttle camp as well, so they get permanent vision for some time. Yeah,
I actually think they should have started Baron there. They need to pull them out from the side lanes. Right now they're getting kind of like choked out. They need to start a fight. They have a good composition to look to team fight. They have the Sivir. Sivir is actually looking for the armor pen item rather than the IE. So it looks like they're gonna go for something.
There's on the hunt. Athena gonna get locked down by the Tempered Fate. Has to be very careful. So that flash gonna get locked in by Tank's ultimate. Gets taken down as well. Snake pull the trigger and use all their ultimates possible to take down Athena.
That's what they needed. Now they're gonna head right back. Actually, maybe push out their wave, force a Baron play. This is how Snake gets back in the game. If they actually look to take this, I don't think they even need the Baron. They're not even looking to get the Baron. They're actually positioning for another fight because, of course, IMA needs to respect it.
And they're probably going to have to try and force that one out. Here's Flandre looking for Road. Gets a good ultimate down on a choke point, but he's still trying to repeat. Jin Jiao now also on the back foot, trying to get damage where he can. Flandre still locking down support. Another pick comes out from Jay-Z, who goes on a killing spree here in this game. Snake move back towards the Baron.
Round the world we go. Who's going to get picked next? IMA, you need to respect this. Are you going to look? Oh, it looks like they're coming right back. Here we go.
Snake already starts out the Baron, now getting it down close towards half its health. Amazing J has joined the fray. Athena walking up with the Destiny. There's the Paralock Conversion as well as the Ash Arrow. Doesn't lock anyone down, but now Snake all in the back of the pit, taking the spike damage from Baron. Martin and Tank and JC already running away, but Amazing J is joining them across the fight. Avoidless is still in the pit. They're still trying to take it down. Meanwhile, Athena's able to deal with JZ. Sofm might get taken down 1-on-3. Amazing J's not done. He's still going for it.
Oh my god, what is that? Take the fight. They backed. Oh my. They tried to burn down the Baron, right? That was the perfect play. You can continuously just go back to Baron. If they try to walk up to you, say, hey, you can't do that. We'll fight you. But you know what? This time they said, hey, actually, you know, this Baron's looking nice. And they just tried to burn it down. IMA says, oh, you're stupid. And they took the fight, pushed them off, and took the Baron. That was sad.
And now they've got a nice 10,000 gold lead for themselves as they push through the middle lane. They even have Amazing J still, not Amazing J, sorry, Avoidless still pushing on the top side of the map. Speaking of Amazing J, though, he did quite a phenomenal amount of damage in that Baron pit.
Like, how do you do that much damage? Like,
You fight someone 1-on-3 and push them all away from the pit. I think that's how, Raz.
Look at the team damage in the last fight. Look at that chart. That is incredible.
There's a Maokai up the top as well.
He's been doing that the entire game. Especially in the remember the mid dive, the first dive that happened mid lane, and Malzahar was just completely singled out.
Yep.
I'm like Amazing J once again zones 3 people out. He has been a force this entire game, shoving. Everyone has to respect him because he does too much at this point. And initially I was actually questioning the Echo pick, but it's been working out quite well.
Certainly is. He's 3-on-3 with the Sunfire Cave, Spirit Visage, and as well as the Iceborne Gondola, looking for even more tanky items next. Across the rest of the team, even Avonis, he's picked up a Guardian Angel for himself on this Rek'Sai. He's already a big tank to deal with. Going to have to take him down twice during his team fights if you want to. There's a Power Convergence again from Amazing J. Just going to zone out the rest of Snake, trying to get some good damage on towards the inhibitor. Good bind does come out towards a Voidless and Road. Solari's been popped by the support, trying to heal up or shield up some of that damage. That's where I'm looking to see if we can get an engage, but IM, they're able to successfully take down the mid lane inhibitor.
Yeah, they can't do anything. It looks like the next dragon's coming up. Is it a lovely cloud dragon? That's the real question.
It's already 3 in this game, so I think it's going to be...
Oh, there we go.
It's a Infernal.
Yeah, you're right, actually. It maxes out at 3. You're right. That's a good point. But, yeah, this game has been great from IM. It's been really solid from them.
Snake still had a couple of points where they were fighting back quite nicely, but IM just rip it back in their control every single time.
Let's bring this right back to pick Ben, because initially...
Hello.
Oh, wow.
Fadri's
well.
dead.
Let's just... That's even better. Let's bring it right back to pick Ben. The Maokai pick. That's a Maokai last pick. You see the Echo. Why are you not going Aurelia? I'm going to be honest. That's a really solid... There are so many picks. There's a reason why Echo is not being seen in in a lot of regions right now. But, like, he's incredible, but if you single him out in the lane swap, and single out in the standard lanes, even in the lane swap, if you just... The standard lanes, you can abuse it. But he's been doing a lot of work.
Certainly has. Amazing J putting on the carry pants for IM right now. They already got another pick on towards Flandre, so they use that to take down the bottom lane inhibitor turret and inhibitor as well. Now looking to try and take down that final inhibitor. This is the exact same spot that IM had Snake in last game. Yeah. They're trying to suffocate them again.
Yeah, there's no reason to look to end on 2 inhibs, it seems. They're just trying to play the map as usual, maybe a little bit too much, but that seems to be IMA's new thing, right? They're just trying to play the map and and try to snowball off that. So, I'm not even it looks like the identity of IMA as a snowballing team has changed quite a bit. I mean, they still look for fights consistently, but they think more about the objective rather than the kills themselves lately.
IMA do have 11,000 goal lead over Snake, and they're even behind in terms of kills at the moment. So Snake not being able to control the map in their favor in this game. IM waltzing around Summoner's Rift, taking whatever they please.
Why do you even need that grump? That's the question. You just get back to the lane. But they're just trying to take everything. It's a game of denial at that point. Hey, maybe Gragas would have found his way that way.
Seems like the grump was exactly what Jinjiao needed though to pick up his mortal reminder as well as the Mercurial Scimitar.
That makes sense. Okay, yeah, he was just... I need to respect him a little more.
So more big items coming out from the Ashe here. So now 5 big, powerful items for Ashe. Sivir still sitting on 3, not even the Infinity Edge yet. Had to go for the Lord Dominic's regardless of the next item here, trying to cut through some of the armor that Amazing J and Voidless bring to these team fights, as well as Road now being a very aggressive forward-playing tank. Another Baron power play to Entolto, tallying up to about 8,000 gold coming out from IMA in both the Barons they've taken in this game.
This is great. They're making a lot of gain on their Barons. They're not even losing them either. And it looks like, and Amazing J is just pressuring this massive
tree.
Yeah, this massive tree. But he's like basically he's leading this wave. He's letting the wave do most of the work. Where pretty much Maokai can't deal with that massive super creep. It's just kind of hammering at the Nexus tower.
Amazing J pretty much just being a nuisance here, trying to force Snake to send some resources down towards the bottom side of their base, create some space for IM as they push for the top lane inhibitor turret. That's going to take some damage here. There's a Temper Fate actually coming out, only locks down Athena. Snake pull the trigger as Sofm does get locked down. Road with a big ultimate trying to separate him from the rest of the team. Sofm does fall, but so does Road, so it's a 1-for-1. But IM looking strong as they're still pushing in. And Athena waiting with the Destiny, trying to get to the back lines. Martin's going to get taken down pretty low here. Amazing J picks up that kill, uses his ultimate to stay safe. As now Jin Jealous pushing on towards the back lines as an Ashe chasing on forward. Athena's so low, but still lives to tell the tale. And although it's a 1-for-3 of IM going to be able to push for the win.
I was kind of confused. Honestly, I felt like they were going to lose that entirely because the Nexus, or at least the tower was doing so much. But it was insane. Yeah, go on. I think I felt like the Rek'Sai was able to tank that out so well.
But they weren't, and just like that, IM, they were able to clean up game number 2 against Snake. And